You are watching Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com. I'm Alex Perez in Southern California with my friend Mike Morales.
Here in San Antonio, and you could be listening to us also on iTunes and Blog Talk Radio.
Yes.
You know, you're looking or listening to the man who initially started Tequila Podcast. That guy over there. I know because we still replay one of the biggest ones that we replay all the time is the audio for when you and I were at El Cholo's.
Remember that was a cool show.
That was a great show. It was so much material that Alex said, I'm not even going to cut it. I'm just going to do 2 hours worth of us. Where you can hear the waiters and you can hear the food and the
that was real.
Glasses clinking. The whole atmosphere is there. So anyway, we have been dissecting Republic Tequila. For those of you, we are drinking Texas. You can see I got to the panhandle.
Texas.
I got to the panhandle. There's the cork. It's synthetic cork. It is a wood topper, however. For those of you who have been following us, you know that this tequila was originally it was originally an organic tequila. It made at La Quemada, where they made Four Copas years ago, the original Four Copas.
Are they still doing organic there, Mike?
What's that?
Are they still doing organic at Quemada?
They're gone. They're history.
Quemada's gone.
Quemada se quemó.
Quemada se quemó. For reals?
Well, not really, but it shut down. It was shut down.
That's a shame, man.
Yeah, but Four Copas is back, and they are still organic. They are at another distillery. This one comes out of 1489, which is Destilería Leiros. For those of you who are not familiar with that distillery, or if you are, you've been following Tequila Aficionado, it is a distillery that uses a diffuser. And you know that if you've been following us, you've been reading up on diffusers, there's a lot of controversy with diffusers. That was good. What are you doing?
Every time you use that word, I'm going to...
You're going to ding me? Well, the different... see, you almost... I saw you go for it. You almost did it. We were not bowled over by the reposado, which is supposedly 7 months aged.
Now what?
We were not bowled over.
Bowled over?
Bowled over.
Okay.
You've never heard that before?
I'll have to look that one up.
B-O-W-L, bowled over.
Oh, bowled. Okay.
We were not bowled over by the repo. In fact, we were kind of let down.
Yeah. And I like repos a lot.
Well, again, 7 months in bourbon barrels, you think you would start picking up some bourbon notes. We didn't get any. And Alex is using a Glencairn glass for a lot of this. This, Alex, I know that you and I have been we've been apart for a long time, but here's what's going on with TA. This glass is a prototype from Chisholm Trail Glass Craft Glasses that they have developed in association with Stotzel, the nosing company out of back east. Well, they're German, but they have an office in Philadelphia. This is a proposed version of a jarrito. In fact, that's the official name we're giving it, the jarrito.
Nice.
And
looks like the mixing glass.
Yeah, a little bit, exactly, like the Glencairn mixing glass. It's got a chimney like the Glencairn, and there's two versions. There's this version, and there's one with a little bit thicker glass, and it's shorter. Okay, so we're experimenting, we're taste testing it. We're not sure if Stotzel's going to go for it or not, but the results in my notes have been amazing. I will speak with Romeo and see if he can't move some of these toward your direction.
Nice.
Because you've already pretty much changed out your Rito glasses for Glencairns, and if you like the Glencairn, you will really enjoy the jarrito. Okay.
And by the way, I use them not just for tequila, but also rum.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
I use it with rum, which is, obviously the aged rums,
Yes.
and also bourbon.
Well, see, that was my point. That was my point. You, in the previous edition of the Reposado, you were using the proper glass, aged in, for tequila, aged in a bourbon glass, in a bourbon barrel. So you should have been able to pull stuff out.
Right.
But nothing. So I'm gonna try this glass. And I'll be honest, this is the first time I've actually used this glass on a diffused tequila. I have used it. I have used it, for other tequilas. I think it's an amazing tool. As bright, the aromas are as bright as they are in Glencairns. Okay, all right.
So the nose now is coming into the ballpark.
Yes. Oh. Look at
Dodgers.
Doyers.
Okay,
now,
right?
Right. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. This is what it should have smelled like. This is
from Repo.
The Repo,
right.
Yeah.
Start from the Reposado. This is the Anejo, though.
This is the Anejo. Now look, I've got here's the Repo, 7 months. Okay, right here, my left hand. This is the Anejo. Supposedly, how many months, Alex?
17.
17 months.
17 months. In the same type of barrels.
Yeah, they're pretty close in color.
They're close. It's just a little darker.
Little darker. And yeah, there you go. And the nose is instant. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, the nose is recognizable as an aged tequila.
Thank you. Wow. Now there's still some of that mint, that underlying mint, that eucalyptus that you mentioned earlier. That took a lot. Alex, I've got to tell you, he's great with herbals. With herbals and botanicals, because you pulled out some stuff once before that I couldn't pinpoint, and it was rosemary, believe it or not. But this one, yeah, it's got.
Yeah, so you can smell the caramel. There's the little vanilla in there. So these are notes of an aged tequila in those type of barrels.
Yeah. And it's almost instant, so I don't have to dig in, because like I say, the Riedel has gotten to the point where it's with these types of tequilas that are softened and muted to begin with. The Riedel doesn't do it any favors.
No.
Or maybe it does.
Oh, that glass.
This glass, it was instant like you did. I right away I got the wood notes. And you took the words right out of my mouth. So it's
hot. Which is hot is the cinnamon. I'm getting cinnamon.
I'm still getting that underlying citrus, but not as prominent as we did in the Blanco or the Reposado. But yeah, that eucalyptus,
it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there. Okay, I'm still getting that eucalyptus and the citrus, but now I got that layer of wood.
Yes.
Now now I'm finding the bourbon. I'm finding the Texas, because it's a big whiskey state. It's a big bourbon state. So it only makes sense that you would age your tequila in a bourbon barrel. It just makes sense, because you got a lot of whiskey drinkers in this state. This is much more enjoyable, the Anejo.
Most definitely like it.
Mm-hmm.
So the heat coming in from the nose is the cinnamon to me. I guess like spicy cinnamon.
Like a spicy cinnamon, and it's just it's faint.
It wasn't like that in the Reposado. It was really hot in the face.
Yeah.
Like
well, you had a lot of alcohol in that Repo, and I don't see why that unusual. I mean, you're at room temp, so it's not like you keep your tequila like in the
Right. It
garage.
wasn't heated up or in travel or anything like that. It was rested.
Yeah, and in fact, Alex, if you watched, he was popping the seal open on his. This is the first time he's had this uh, since he's had the original iteration like 6, 7 years ago. But if you hold the glass like this, you're getting that underlying mintiness, eucalyptus kind of.
Oh yeah. That's a little different. I don't usually don't get that eucalyptus too much in the tequila.
And what I'm wondering too, Alex, is this a eucalyptus or is this a mustiness from the barrel? I want to believe that it's the eucalyptus, but it's kind of like it's walking a little bit of a thin line. Like maybe there's some leftover mustiness from the barrel.
I don't know.
Wow. But I like it way better than the Reposado. To me, the
Well, this is
Reposado.
definitely, to me, their number one.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what I love, but I like the best from their line.
exactly. Of course, we have to try the extra Anejo. We haven't tried that one yet.
It's got a nice finish. Not a sweet finish.
No,
It's just, I think it's got the right
balance, I think.
balance.
Yeah, the extra time in the barrels actually helped. Like I
If you're
said,
if you're having this with dessert, I think it'll complement because it's not over sweet.
yeah, it does have that medium to long finish, and because it's bourbon, it kind of goes in sweet and finishes dry.
Right, it is dry.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Like I said, that's if you're going to rest it in bourbon barrels, that's the effect you
That's
want.
what you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the star of the show. I don't know what happened with the Reposado. Maybe it's just a bad batch or a weak batch. Maybe they pulled it out too soon. I don't know. Maybe it needed one more month. Instead of 7 months, it could have used another extra month. I don't know. But this is way better. Considering the line, this is way better.
I give it a star.
Did you give it a star? Yeah, they're Tom Nall is the owner, and the name of the company, the name of the entire umbrella company is Empresario. So they are part of the Empresario brands of spirits, and Empresario is kind of a big umbrella company now. They make mixes. They have their own mixes now, their own mix line. They have, if I'm not mistaken, there's a few other spirits that they have come together and kind of circled the wagons and made a really. Oh, and the other one is Pepe Z tequila, which.
Okay.
That's not the same distillery, but it is under the same umbrella company, and so the flavor profiles couldn't be, like night and day. So, but if you see Tom Nall, he's all over Texas doing his tastings, and really a great guy, straight shooter, nice people, like I said, it's a big bourbon state. So if you see it, grab yourself a bottle of Texas. Oh, hey, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, Alex, but they have also now come out with their own whiskey. So
nice.
It's in the same bottle.
Same bottle?
Yep, but it's Republic whiskey. And my understanding is it's flying off the shelf. And,
Nice.
And rightfully so. I don't know much about it. I haven't had any. But I'd imagine they're trying to keep everything, consistent.
With the brand, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our take on Republic Anejo. The much better iteration of the entire line so far, according to Alex.
Sir.
Yep. There you go. That's our take.
That's right.
Yeah. If you've tried it, tell us on the tell us down there on the comments, or wherever you're listening to us. Write us, shoot us an email. Tell us what you think. But I think it's a worthy try. I really do.
I think so too.
Yeah, especially this iteration here. This is the one you should look for right there, the Anejo. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man, he's with the Dyers.
The Dyers won today.
Yeah, man.
We're on our way to the World Series, so watch us.
You know, we'll talk about this off camera. Subscribe
as
to
always.
us.
Subscribe and sip wisely, please.
Yes.